Screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the last unit is that we have this unit related to transaction management. So we know that what is transaction? Basically, a transaction is a collection of operations that performs a single logic function. For suppose, so the single logic function in any database application. For suppose if you go to ATM, if you want to draw the money, so simply you'll go there and swipe your ATM card. You'll enter all details of your authentication. So once you enter the amount, soon after you'll get the required amount what you have entered. So when you enter, automatically some sound is coming internally, some process is going on. That is called as some unit of some work. So once you enter your password and username and password and etc. pin required amount, automatically logically it is verified your authentication. It executed and it is doing some operations. So then you'll get the money, right? That is about transaction management. So that the transaction definition is that a transaction is a collection of operations that performs a single logical function in a database application. For suppose there are two types of accounts. So there are two types of accounts. Account name is A, account name is B. The funds transfer from one account to another account, from account A to account B, right? So here the either both credit and debit occur or that neither occur, right? If you transfer the money from here to here, the debit and credit he will be done at a time. Otherwise, if it is debited, amount is debited, the amount, the transferred amount is not credited inside this one. This is the problem, right? Which means that, which means that clearly it is it is either both credit and debit or occur or that neither occur. But the problem is if the amount A is reduced, the amount from A, account A, but not credited to B, but not credited to B, then we have lost some money. So that the DBMS avoids these problems by ensuring the transaction on the database by holding some properties. The properties are we have atomicity. The properties are we have atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. So here first one is atomicity, second one is consistency, isolation, durability. Acid, the name is itself says that A means atomicity, C means consistency, C means isolation, D means durability. Here if you see atomicity, the entire transaction takes place at once or does not happen at all, which means that if you transfer the amount from account A to account B, it should be done. Okay, that is one part. If you transfer account A to if you already debited from the account A, it is not reflected in account B, it should not be done. That is the meaning of atomicity. That is the meaning of atomicity. For suppose the transaction of a database schedule be executed, right, either completely or null, which means that all or nothing, all or nothing. For suppose you have a class, you have the class strength around 66 members. If you want to listen the class, you have to attend all 60 members. If you don't want to listen the class, you have to bunk entire 66 students, Okay, that is the meaning of all or nothing. If you transfer the amount from account A to account B, it should be done. Okay. The second one is, if you transfer the amount from account A to B, the A amount is debited, it is not credited. It should not be done inside the database. Okay. That is the meaning of all or nothing. Right. So here in Atomicity, the user should not face this type of consequences of incomplete transaction. This property is known as all or nothing, all or null. This is responsibility of database system to ensure atomicity. This is the responsibility to maintain atomicity inside the database, which means that if it is happening, it should be done clearly, successfully. It is not debited. It is debited. It is not credited. That is the responsibility of the database. Automatically, the database activated atomicity. So the problem is set right. Okay. In case of failure, the database system performs failure recovery to restore the data as it is. To restore the data means, so what is the condition before the transaction is that, and as transaction state, that state is um, that state is so there, right? Before transaction is there, before transaction, one condition is that some account A equal to 500, account B equal to 300. Once you debited amount from 100 rupees from account A, it should be credited. Now account A amount is 400, account B amount is already 300 is there. If you add 100, 400. Now the amount is 400, 400. Okay, before the transaction, total amount is 800. After the transaction, total amount is 800. Okay, that is everything is successfully completed. So if you transfer the amount, debited amount from A 100 rupees, it is not it is not reflected in B. If you add the amount, the transaction A amount is 400, the transaction B amount is 300. If you add 700 before the transaction 800, then problem is coming, right? So that the atomicity problem is to ensure the failure recovery. Okay, so once to solve the recovery, to store the data as it was before a transaction, right? So for suppose, if you see here, if you see here atomicity, right? Atomicity means, so by this we mean that the entire transaction already we all the entire three lines, meaning what is the meaning? All or nothing. The transaction is considered as one unit. It either runs to completion or it is not executed at all, right? That is the meaning of all or nothing. It involves the following two operations. One is abort operation is there, one is commit operations. Okay, abort means if the transaction is aborts, changes made to the database are not visible. If it is debited, it is not credited to the B account, that is not visible. Okay, we have to abort the transaction. Okay, about the transaction, the database should restore the data, previous data, restore the previous data, right? Next, commit. If the transaction commits, changes made are visible. Okay, so debited the amount is credited, that is everything is good. So that so we have to maintain committed transaction. Atomicity is also called as all or nothing rule, right? For suppose already I told 66 members, the same rule is applicable to here. So if you transfer the amount from A account A to account B, it should be done. So otherwise it should not be done in the database, right? For example, for example, so consider the following transaction T consisting of T1 and T2. The transfer of the amount 100 rupees from account A X to account B. This is the before transaction X equal to 500, Y equal to 200. This is the T1 transaction. This is the T2 transaction. So read X equal to X minus 100. So write X. If you if you if you if you reduce 100 rupees, the after the transaction the amount of X is 400. If you add that amount, so see 200, y plus 100, y is 200. So 3 plus 2 plus 100, y equal to 300, right? Before the transaction, see if the transaction fails after the completion of T1, but before completion of T2. So say after write of X, but before write of Y, the amount has been reduced from the X, but not added to the Okay, this result in the inconsistent data, right? So which means that x equal to 500 700, after that 3 700. Okay, this is the consistent data, right? Next, consistency same already before transaction, after transaction, so that the amount should be same, which means it is essentially that the execution of funds transfer from, so transfer from one account to another account to one previous account, we have to it has to be preserve the consistency of database, right? The value of some a plus b must be same before the what the a and b are having, right? That is the consistent data. Okay, although several transactions are interleaved, each transaction should be done here. Interleaved means if you maintain consist what is that concurrent fashion, it is not serial fashion, we may get some inconsistent data. In the same way, so another property is that consistency means isolation means all or nothing. Consistency means we should maintain before the transaction, after the transaction, should maintain same some of the before transaction, some of the after transaction. If you compare these two, there is no inconsistency data. The database is consistency, right? So next, isolation is there. Isolation means the multiple transactions occur independently without interference, right? The transaction provides isolation from one transaction uh, from other transaction. So in other words, right, the multiple simultaneous transactions are going on in the database. Okay. However, one transaction never interfere with another transaction ongoing transaction. One transaction in A account, one transaction is going on, B account another transaction is going on. So while process is going on, one transaction never interfere with the A transaction never interfere with another going on transaction. Okay, all transactions are isolated from each other, right? That is about isolation. Next, the durability means we know that simple definition of the durability, the changes of the successful transaction occurs even if the failure, if the system failure, right? So here the transaction is unit of recovery, right? If your transaction is successful, if the updated uh, if the any updations are preserved in some sort of system, crash recovery. Okay, so another kind of problem, this is another kind of problem. So if your transaction is failed, the system is so automatically aborted, and it should be preserved as it is. Okay, that is the durability, right? So ensuring atomicity and durability, the best properties of the responsibility of the database system itself, right? So this is about atomicity problems, atomicity atomicity properties in a database design. This is very very important your final exam, right? So here in database, what are the different types of operations are doing in the database, right? So you know that what is transaction, a unit of work, and it is executed by the DBMS, or a transaction is some series of actions. So we have different types of definitions are there. Different types of definitions are there, right? Next, the transaction execute the actions, it includes read and write operations, right? Reading is there, and writing is there on the database. Okay, a transaction execute the actions, it includes reading and writing of the database. That is the meaning of a transaction. Some reading, but before the debiting the data from the database, we have to read the database and debit the data. Okay, so while writing, before writing, we have to once you read and debit the data, we have to write the information. Okay, a transaction execution means the access of possible updates on various data items. Various data items means accounts. For suppose if you take a read of x is some account. If you take write of y is some account. That is the database item. We are applying some read and write operations on the database data items. So we have different types of accounts in the database. All these are different types of data items inside the database. Okay. Any transaction can follow two types of operations. So what are the transaction? Any transaction. So can follow two types of transaction having two types of operations. One is reading, reading, and the second one is writing. So we can use this one as read. We can use this one as write. Okay. So for suppose X is one data item. For suppose X is a data item, which means that this is one account related information, account X account. So how to represent this function in database? So read of X. So which means that it performs the reading operation of the data item X, right? We are It means the reading operation of data item X from the database. From database. The reading operation is the reading operation of data item X from the database. Right? For suppose if you write of X, write of X, so it performs writing operation of data item X to the database. Okay, from the database to the database, writing operation to the database, right? So for example, if you take an example, mm, if you take we have one transaction that is called T1 T1B1 transaction. Okay, we are transferring the amount $50 from the account A to uh, so we have two accounts A and B. This is the transaction T1 on transaction T1. This is T1. We are transferring the dollars from account A to account B, $50. We are transferring $50. So now we have to say how to represent that transfer information in the form of a transaction table, right? T1 is on transaction. It is having to right. How to represent that one? T1 $50 from account A to account. How to represent this one? T1. So we have to read what is the data inside the data item capital A, right? Or account A or account A. We have if it before debiting the data from account A, we have to read the real. Is it really having any amount? Read that. If the amount is there, then equal to we have to debit 50 rupees from the account. Then we have to update that amount in account A. Okay, debited. Once you debited from to where we have to transfer, we have to transfer B. Read B, B colon equal to we have to add 50 rupees. So read B means we have to check. So any B account is there or not. So read B. So account is there. Even though there is no amount inside that account, no problem. We are crediting some amount from some other account to B account so that whatever the amount is there inside the no problem. B plus we have to add 50 rupees $50 to this account B. Then after this, if you add, so then write off. Okay, this is the one transaction representation in the database. Okay, so while transferring the amount from account A to account B with $50, right? This is about a transaction representation. Okay, so next, what is the basic? What is the basic transaction states? What are the different types of transaction states? Here we have one diagram is there. So here this is very very important. Transaction state, transaction, transaction state. Okay, so this is the, this is active state, this is partially committed state, this is failed, successfully completed, then committed. Okay, so committed. Next one, abo, aborted. Okay, so see here, this is the representation. Next, partially committed to, if it is partially committed, we have, it is a failed situation. If it is some, if it is not partially committed, then it is really committed. If it is failed, then we have to abort. This is the state and transaction states diagram, right? For suppose if you take this one act 2, what is the act 2 state? This is the act 2 state. So we have to call this one is, all these are states: active state, partially committed state, failure state, failed state, and abort state, and committed state. So active state means this is the initial state. We know that this is the initial state of the transaction. Any transaction, if it is starting, that is in active state. A transaction is active if it is active while it is executed. Okay, if it is, while, if the transaction is active, then only it will be executed. Next, partially committed state. This transaction state occurs, which means that this transaction state, while doing some transactions, so so if the partially committed state is occur after the failed statement of the transaction has been executed. Okay, after the failed, after the failed statement of transaction has been executed. Next, if it is failed, then go to failed state. This transaction state occurs, this is one of the state, occurs after the discovery of the normal execution no longer proceed. It will not go to the next state. Okay, if it is partially committed, which means that some failure is occur inside the database, so the, from the partially committed state, it will go to failed state, which means that the execution no longer exists. It will not proceed next state, right? That is about failed state. Next, abort state. When it is aborted, it occurs after the transaction has been rolled back, and the database has been restored to its state prior to the state of the transaction, right? Prior to the state of the transaction. Next, last one is committed state. It occurs after the successful completion of the transaction. Okay, if there is no failures, so it is not a partially committed, it is not a failed, it is not aborted. If it is successful, so everything is there in the, before the transaction, same data, after the transaction data, both are same, then we have to commit the transaction. It will send to the committed state. This is about so transaction state. The next, implementation of atomicity. How to implement atomicity and durability. How to implement atomicity and durability in the database. How to implement implementation of atomicity and durability. But how to implement atomicity and durability? Implementation of atomicity and durability. Implementation of atomicity and durability. So here, to improve the to implement the atomicity and durability in the database, always the database administrators and top level companies maintain some shadow copy technique. What is the technique? Shadow copy technique. Shadow copy. Okay, shadow copy technique they are using. So what is the use of the shadow copy technique? There are many ways that are employed by the recovery management component. So here, how why we need to use atomicity and why we implement atomicity and durability in the database. So any failure is there inside the database, we have to recover the data and database, so that we have to ensure some atomicity and durability inside the database, right? One such technique is that shadow copy technique, right? Where any so shadow copy technique is, shadow means image, it's like image, where where in many mirror copies of the databases are called shadow copies are created in this technique, right? So here there are only one active transaction at any time. Here there here so here there is only one active transaction at any time. Okay, only one active transaction is there. The second point is that the database is nothing but a file which is written on the disk, right? A file which is written on the disk, right? Already written on the, that is the database. This database consisting of the some data pointer. What it is? Data pointer we are representing in what is the um, uh, data pointer dbptr. So, in your C language we are using we are representing ptr pointer like this, like that. Any in database we are writing some database is nothing but a file which is written on the database, means a file which is written on the disk. The database consisting of one file pointer, database pointer, that points to the new database copy. Okay, so so here they are taking one database pointer. This pointer points to the new database, new database, new database. It points to the new database. So if it is a shadow copy, so that we have to represent like, if it is mirror image, so that we have to represent like this, new database. So which pointer it is? Database ptr is pointing to this database, right? So consider here what is going on internal. What is the working of shadow copy technique? What is the working of the shadow copy technique? So before performing any modifications in the original database, so here if you take one more this one, so this is okay. So this is database. This is one database. We are taking number of shadow databases are copying. This is database pointer. This is old database copy. This is before update, before updations are done here. Next one. So here this is also old database copy. This is deleted once you updations and the copying is done inside the new database. We have to delete. This is another database. Okay, new database copy. Now this pointer is located to here, database ptr. This is after update, after update. See, this is very very important. So here before performing any updations in the database, so before updating and deleting anything, so we have to we have to preserve the database in one place. Okay, it is necessary for the transaction to create one more copy for the entire database. Okay, so while you are doing one document, for suppose one resume is there, my resume is there. If you want to use that resume, if you want to use, so we have to create one more image copy. So it is kept in save as, and if I change into your name, so my copy is there, your copy is there. In the same way, so we have to create one more copy of the entire database, one more copy of the entire database. Okay, once a new database is created, all the necessary updates are done to this database. Okay, already original database, one new database is created. So what are the necessary manipulations are done here, it should be done. Okay, done to this database, but not original database, not database. If anything is wrong, again we have to take one more copy. Okay, so that you should not disturb this one original database. We have to disturb already created already, so newly copied data, right? So original database, right? It is shadow copy, it is shadow copy, right? So these here, these updates, whatever you are updating here, these updates does not affect the original database. Even any transaction is aborted, any transaction is aborted, right? Whenever a system restarts after the transaction failure, once any failure occurred, so if the system is restart after the transaction failure, okay, that the system fails to find new copy of the database, to find new copy of the database. Otherwise otherwise if the transaction successfully committed, then it enters to the committed state as following manner. How it is enter into the, if it is successful, everything is done successfully, how it is entering into the, how it is entering into the entering into the database, you have to know some fundamentals, right? So initially, if the transaction is successfully committed, that it enters to the committed state. So here, so initially once everything is successful, the operating system here is there, must initially ensures that each page of the new database is written on the disk. Okay, this is the disk. Okay, this operating system ensures initially, the system must initially ensures that each page of the new database, each page of the new database is written on the disk, written on the disk or not. So entire database is copied, or which means that entire database is copied or not, old database to new database. Okay, once the entire database is loaded, only then the dptr, what is that, database pointer is updated by the system, updated by the, once your copy is done, so automatically the database pointer is updated by the, so which system, database system. Okay, this pointer now, this pointer now points to the new copy of the database, which becomes a current database. So whenever the database pointer, the copy is done from here to here, the database system automatically so transfer this database pointer to newly created pointer. Then if the pointer is located from transferring from here to here, from there, so the new copy of the database, which becomes the current database copy, current database copy, right? Now now the original database is, once whatever your requirement you copied, then once you copied, now pointer is located, this database is ready without any problem, then we have to delete from the disk this original database. Once the update PTR is written on the disk, the transaction is said to be committed. Okay, from here to here, everything is done, committed. Okay, so we are not disturbing anything. There is no failure. Now the database and new database is ready. Once it should committed, so then we have to delete old copy. Okay, right? So this is about a shadow copy technique. Because of this one, because of this one, if you maintain shadow copies inside the database, so whatever manipulations you want to do, you are applying on the database, you can do on the what is that new databases. So one everything is done. Old database and new database is clear after modifications, applying some manipulations on this database. Then everything is preserved successfully. Then commit. So when you are commit, if you transfer the database system data pointer from old database to new database, then everything is committed. Then delete. So the old database. So we have to keep updated new database copy. Okay, this is about shadow copy technique. So that if you maintain shadow copy technique, so the database system automatically ensures atomicity and durability inside the database. Okay, so here the shadow copy techniques having has been handled two major issues. One is transaction failure. If the any transaction failure is happening inside the database, it ensures it ensures the failure, and it recovers the transaction failure issue. Okay, if any system failure and system recovery, system crash is happening inside the database. Um, okay, system is crashed with the database automatically. So when the system is crashed, the database system automatically recall the atomicity and durability. Then immediately the system is the database is preserved inside the system. Okay, which means that by using shadow copy technique, we can handling major issues. One is transaction failure issue and system failure issue. Even though these two are happening inside the database, okay, the transaction is failure is happening inside the database, so no problem. Because of this transaction atomicity and durability, it can recover the data. It can recover the data. It is not happening all or nothing should be there. So all or nothing means it should be done. One thing is happening, it is reflected to the other one. So nothing means if it is not done, it is not happening anything. That is all or nothing. Okay, transaction failure. System failure issue means so we have one database inside the inside the system. Any some what is that, hard disk failure, and some system crashes are there. Even though that is failure, the system in a position to recover the entire database. That is the meaning of durability. Okay, so that automatically it handles shadow copy technique handles transaction failure issue and system failure issue. So this is about today's class. We have what is the transaction, what are the different types of what transaction properties: acid property, consistency, isolation, and durability. Okay, these are the different types of acid properties. And the transactions we have discussed transaction states are there. So active state and failed state, partially committed, aborted state is there, and committed state is there. Okay, we have five states inside the transaction state. Okay, you remember, while doing any transactions, these three are included in this transactions. Okay, so right. So if transaction is running, it is in an active position. If it is partially committed, then it will go to failed state. Failed, it is not proceed further, so that it will go to abort state. Okay, if transaction is successfully completed, then if it is successfully completed, the data is preserved before the transaction and after the transaction, everything is same. So that committed successfully, it will go to committed state. That is about transaction state explanation. Okay, next, so how to implement what are the atomicity and durability inside the database. So here we are using shadow copy techniques. So here the shadow copy technique can be preserved the data, preserve the original data. So for suppose we have one database, there is no that is outdated data is there. If you want to enhance the data, so by using that outdated data. So you should not delete directly. You should not write one more application for the data. You should not do like that. Whatever the old data is there, then we have to observe inside the what is happening inside the old database. We have to take one mirror image one side. What are the enhancements we are doing? We are applying everything on this data. Okay, then once you everything is done with mirror image. So everything is, so that the output is output is very less time compared to that output is getting very within the less time compared to old database. Then automatically the database system transfer the old database pointer into the new database pointer. Automatically the old database will be deleted, right? Then we can ensure we ensure atomicity and durability. Even though any transaction failures are occurred inside the database, any system failures are there. Okay, this is about today's class. We can see remaining concurrency control mechanisms are there. We can discuss next class. Okay, so this is about today's class, transaction management. Okay, hello, hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Okay,
hello.
okay, okay. This is about today's class. I'll
Okay,
stop.
sir.
I'll stop the class. So thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.